Hi, welcome in and welcome back to the Energy Compass. My name is Deborah. If you want to have a seat, I will share what Spirit is channeling through and wants us to know. Thanks for joining me here. Spirit is asking me to kind of change how I've been doing things, that they're not telling me what I'm talking about ahead of time. And of course, I don't really like that, right? I want to know before I turn on the camera what it is that we're going to be discussing. And they said, too bad, you don't get to know. So, Spirit is saying, you can't ever know. We don't actually know why we're here. We don't actually know what comes after. There are some people that do, they've gotten a glimpse because they've had, like a near death experience. But generally speaking, none of us really know what this whole experience on earth is actually about. We can know what believes, what we believe, what feels good. We can know what we're shown, but you don't actually know. And they're saying you can never actually know because it's always evolving and changing. There is no end, there is no completion. And in fact, you prefer it that way. It was the desire of your soul to come to earth and experience as much as you could possibly experience. And if that was your desire, well, then there's never going to be an ending. There's never going to be a completion. And therefore, you're never going to actually know. Because as soon as you know something, the next evolution could change that knowing. And yet here you are in your humanness getting upset because you don't know. There's nothing to worry about. There's nothing for you to know. Your job is to just be here in it fully, aware that you're in it, and connecting with other people, other souls that are well aware life is happening right now in this very minute. We can't get that second back. What are we doing right now in this second, in this moment? Because that's all there really is. You're coming into alignment with other souls that have that awareness. And if you know that, again, there's nothing to worry about. When you allow fear to come in and cause you to worry about what's up ahead, you are allowing it to hijack your existence. Every moment, every reawakening to your conscious awareness that you're in human form, that you're a soul, that you're connected to spirit, that you have the ability to co-create within this experience, that all there is this moment. Every time fear comes in, you are allowing fear to come in and run the projection of your life. And when you do that, what you're doing is taking away spirit's space to create. Spirit gave you this space, this arena of your life to create within. And when you're tapped into spirit, it's you and spirit making life the work of art it's supposed to be. But if you allow fear and worry to come in, what's happening is fear and worry starts running the show. And in every place there's fear, there's resistance. So where there's resistance, you don't get the flow. You don't get what spirit was meant to tell you in this section of your orb of reality because fear is standing in the way of it. If you can envision fear as these blockages within your orb of existence, and that every fear you allow to just hang out in your orb is limiting the access you have to spirit, oh, you get really quick about shooing fear out of the way. You get really good about identifying fear and getting it out instead of letting it linger and get you off path. Because you worked too hard to get to the understanding that you're the co-creator within the experience. And once you wake up to that, your tolerance for fear, you see fear out in the world and you call it out for what it is, a control mechanism. You just are not willing to tolerate people using fear as a means of control. Whew. There's nothing to fear. There's nothing to fear. You're here because you're supposed to be here. You're here because you are deeply loved and supported. You're here because there is something you're meant to create out in the world that's going to spread and awaken other people to their awareness of their wholeness, completeness, and the fact that they too are loved and fully capable of living the life that they desire. Do you understand as a collective why it's really important that people don't get woken up to that remembrance? Because then everything falls away. Everything that was built on fear and greed and manipulation stops working. But it can't happen on a global level until it happens inside all of us. Sit yourself down in your present moment reality. Feel how your body feels. Listen to what communication comes through. And as you sit in this orb, you're going to notice some fears hanging out. Grab a hold of it. Sever it. Release it from your orb of reality. Because you have the sovereignty and the responsibility to do so as the co-creator. What are you creating in this now moment? Is it a reality that feels good to you? Is it one that you want to keep repeating? Does it feel good in the making and the experience of it? There's this back and forth between the light and the dark, and the light and the dark. The human goes back into the dark of the old stories, this fight to find our light. Over and over and over again, we go through this cycle of story as souls. It's a beautiful story. It's a great adventure. But you already know the ending. The ending is a return of your own light to the remembrance of your power. And once you've done this story a few times, you have to start taking responsibility for the fact that when you go into darkness, you're choosing it. You're choosing it. And Spirit is saying, we as a collective have outgrown it. You're being asked to lead by anchoring in the light. And that requires a responsibility to starve darkness. You're not ignoring it. Everyone knows it's there. But every time we put our focus upon it, every time we speak about it, we're reigniting it. We're giving away our limited time on earth to that, to something that's illusion, something that never actually had any power over us. And we know that it doesn't have any power over us, but there are times where we are still addicted to going into the dark, pulling things from the past, talking about the things that hurt, worrying about what will be. Recognize what that really is you throwing chaos into your own hamster wheel, into your own hamster orb when you visit dark energy. Don't blame, shame, guilt trip yourself for the fact that you do it, but acknowledge it when it's happening. And guess what? In the acknowledgement of that, that's when the gears turn. That's when the level up happens. It's like, okay, yep, I'm consciously aware of the frequency I was just playing in. Did it feel really good? It kind of did feel good for a little bit of like calling it out, but then it doesn't really feel so good. And Spirit's going to keep putting you through these lessons, these flashes throughout your day of like, reel that back. How does that actually feel in the body? This is what it means to anchor in the new earth, to be the new human. It is the human being with the conscious awareness of their frequency that witnesses their frequency in real time and adjusts accordingly. That's what it means to be the master. is you know moment by moment by moment where you're at, and you've trained yourself to be right here. The world is just going to get louder and louder and louder and louder. Its intention is to pull us out of our body, looking at what's happening out there. And when we look upon it, we're feeding into it. Don't misconstrue. We don't deny. We don't pretend it's not there. But we anchor into our knowing that the outside world is a reflection of our inner state and not the other way around. And every moment that you can witness the darkness out there and pull the light in, you are overcoming it. You are changing the scene of your own reality. You don't give away your power to the darkness by allowing it to change who and what you are. You continue to show up with love. It's a lot easier to hate. It is only the strongest and the bravest that come back to love. And sometimes you have to do it with shaky breath. But you do it because there's no other choice. Because you know that you've been called to lead the way. You've been training for this your whole life. Spirit's asking you to step up. Be the leader that you were always meant to be. And it looks, Spirit's saying, you're not going to know how it's going to look. Let us surprise you. Are you willing to let Spirit lead the way in your life? Are you willing to hand over the reins to God? Are you willing to sit in the driver's seat and steer? The opportunity is right here in this now moment. Where are you? Who are you being? How much love are you putting onto the experience? Because you can't turn this creation off. It's always working. Spirit is asking you to open up, to allow yourself to be pleasantly surprised by what's in store for you. Okay, wow, that was a nice message. That was a good time. It's hard. It's hard for me to just turn my voice over and not know what we're going to talk about. But it is ultimately easier because otherwise I get caught in overthinking. Okay, well, thanks for hanging out with me. I hope you got something from that. Are you on this timeline with me? Man, it can feel like you're the only one out there sometimes. So this is part of why I'm doing this, is to find other people that are just like me. So thanks for stopping by. I hope you come again. And if you'd like some more, make sure you subscribe. See you later.